What's up everyone, TheGame2k2 here again for another movie review, and today I'm continuing my review of the Halloween franchise with Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. After Halloween 4 turned out to be successful, the producers decided to go right to work on Halloween 5 to cash in on the success. While this wouldn't be the first series to release a sequel right away, this was during a time when films being in theaters for a year or more wasn't so far-fetched. Halloween 4 had just come out on VHS, so it wasn't very smart to release Halloween 5 so quickly. The story picks up right where Halloween 4 left off. Michael has just been shot several times, but is still alive. An old man finds his body and takes him in to take care of him, for a year apparently. However, on Halloween, Michael rises and kills the old man. Jamie has been put into a hospital after stabbing her stepmother, and because of the incident, she is now a mute. However, also after the incident, she has a connection with Michael Myers and knows his actions and when he kills people. Dr. Loomis tries to use Jamie to find him, but she doesn't want to help. However, Michael begins to kill people left and right, including Jamie's stepsister Rachel. After a few more kills, Jamie finally decides to help Loomis, and they wait for Michael in his old house. Michael shows up, and after he tries to kill Jamie, he is caught and is put into a police station jail cell, but is busted out by a weird man in a black suit and hat. To be honest, I like some of the concept for the story. I love how they give Jamie the connection with Michael Myers. I thought that was a really good idea. Because of this, most of the story is told from Jamie's point of view, which I thought worked very well. However, while that was a good idea, the rest of the movie story seemed a bit rushed and not fully realized. The man in the black coat and hat makes little to no sense. I know he gets revealed in Halloween 6, but I think it would have had a little more effect if the character of Wynn was introduced in Halloween 5. Then the revealing would have worked a little better in Halloween 6, but both Halloween 5 and 6 had different writers, so that didn't happen. Also, Halloween 5 suffers from the usual horror sequel dilemma, and that is its terrible character development. This isn't new. This is a problem that most horror franchises like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street have, and that is introducing new characters that have no backstory or any real development. They're just meant to be in the movie to die. For Halloween 5, it's the characters of Tina and all of her friends. You really don't get to know these characters well, so you really don't care whether they die or not. Halloween 5 has also been put down by a lot of people because of its violence. While I will admit that it is too violent, it's not nearly as bad as Halloween 6 and the two Rob Zombie films. There are moments where it does go a little too far. For example, I thought Michael hanging someone out of the window of his house was a little too much, but overall the violence is not as bad as some other horror films that I've seen. The acting is one of Halloween 5's strongest and weakest points. The returning cast is very good. Donald Pleasence is just awesome as Dr. Loomis again. I particularly love the scene where he's talking to Michael after Tina's death. I thought that was a really good scene. Danielle Harris as Jamie is just incredible in this part. I didn't think the whole mute character storyline was going to work very well, but she made it work, and that's quite an extraordinary accomplishment, especially considering she was so young at the time. You really feel sympathy for the character, and that always works for horror films. I was a little disappointed that Ellie Cornell as Rachel wasn't in the movie for very long. Her performance is very good for the short time that she's in the film, but I felt that her death should have been built up a little better. Buse Starr as Sheriff Meeker gives a good performance as well. He's also got a reduced role from Halloween 4, but overall it's a really good performance. Then we have the new cast, and this is where the acting takes a nosedive. Wendy Kaplan as Tina is one of the most annoying performances I've ever seen. Have you ever seen characters in horror flicks that are supposed to be good characters in the movie, but you really want to see them die anyways? That's the character of Tina. Tamara Glynn as Samantha doesn't seem to be in the movie to show any acting ability whatsoever. She only seems to be in the movie because she's beautiful. Matthew Walker as Spitz seems to only be in the movie to have sex with Tamara Glynn. And Jonathan Chapman as Mikey is only in the movie for about 2 seconds and a death. So yeah, nothing Oscar-worthy from the new cast. Then, of course, there is the man in the mask as Michael Myers. Stuntman Don Shanks takes the role as Myers this time, and while still being robotic, it's not quite as stiff as George P. Wilbur was in Halloween 4. I still miss the human elements that Myers had in the original, but it's still a good performance overall, and Don Shanks just is awesome as the character. He has a real intimidating look to him. Overall, Halloween 5 suffers from the usual issues that horror sequels suffer from. The story is kind of there, but not all there. A good 90% of the cast is useless to the story, and some of the acting is just really bad. It's not the absolute worst sequel in the world, but it could have been loads better. Well, everyone, that's it for now. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.